looks like we're recording. Hey, what's up? It's Spider Prime 1. Here with an update on where I've been and what I've been doing. Sorry if there's a hissing in the background. I have my fan on because it's hot as blazes. Let's turn that off real quick. Um, so, channel's been a little quiet as of late. Mostly because back in February, I moved from California to Nevada. Um, I moved out with three of my friends, and we're renting a pretty nice house. Um, so yeah, that was a lot of stuff to go through. I think the last videos I put out were right before Christmas, so I had Christmas, New Year's, and then we did a little house hunting in January, and then found a good one, put down a deposit, moved out in February. Um, and it's been fun. Um, Nevada's super cool. Like I as a child I used to come with my grandparents to like the Railroad Museum in Carson City. Um, one year we did a trip. My grandpa got this thing. It was like a not a passport, but like a little that kind of size little booklet thing. And what it was is you got a stamp from every city in Nevada along Highway 50, and once you got them all, you sent it in, and then you got a pin that was. And if it's been a while, so if I remember correctly, it was like a circle, the shape of Nevada in it, and then it said like Highway 50 on it, and it was super cool. And I wonder if that thing still exists, because that's something I would want to do again and do it for myself this time. Um, well, that's beside the point. Uh, but yeah, like I've been to Nevada so many times that it doesn't really feel like I've moved, and I'm only like 2.5, 3 hours away from my family. So, in fact, in a couple weeks, I'm going back down there for my birthday, um, and spend like a week and a week, like 5 days, 7 days down there, um, and just celebrate and hang out with my family. I try to go down there as at least once a month, but gas prices, and especially in summer. Um, but yeah, so that's the biggest thing that's happened to me in 2018. Um, I don't know if I mentioned it in a video before. Um, Back when I was in California, I used to work for Office Max slash Office Depot. Um, that came to a halt a couple months back. Fortunately, I had started a second job while I was still working there, and now I get to work at a movie theater. Um, and so I'm part-time usher, part-time box office, so I get to do both sides of it. The only place I don't work in is concessions, and that's not my scene anyways, so I'm okay with that. But just getting to interact with the guests as they come in, help them find movies, um, that's super fun and super exhilarating for me, and so that's been what I've been devoting most of my time to, is just working at the theater, having fun. I get to see movies for free, so a lot of time is spent on that. Um, in fact, later today, our theater does a thing called flashback theaters, which is where we take old movies, but like old popular movies, and we just show them again on the big screen. Um, and there's like a guy who gives like some background information before the movie starts. Um, I did one last week, and I'm doing one later today, in fact. The one for last week was the 1989 Batman, so I got to see that in a theater, so that was super fun. And then today's is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and that'll be the first official time I get to see it. because I've seen like bits and pieces in like other people's reviews of things, or like if they're talking about Star Trek, they'll play like clips from it, but I've never actually seen the whole movie straight through. And so when I found out that we were doing the flashback theater for it, I was like, perfect. This is the best way to see it for the first time. So I'm going to get to see Star Trek 2 for the first time in the movie theater. So I think that's going to be fun. That's going to be special. Um, but yeah, so like a lot of my time has been going to work, free movies, um, hanging out with my friends, my roommates, going back and visiting family every now and then. But So not a lot of time has been spent doing videos, and um, every now and then I've wanted to just sit down and do a video, but um, like I tried to do, I think it was at the beginning of the year or the end of last year. I tried to do at least either a review a day or a review a week. Um, that was when I put out Beast Wars Megatron, Dinobot, Last Night Optimus, Masterpiece Bumblebee. I was trying to get on a consistent schedule because I do also want to make this one of my priorities. One of my effectively, I want to make this a second job. I want to get good at this, um, which is another reason why I haven't been putting out videos lately. Um, I'm in the process of learning how to do uh, like video capture for games and stuff. I got OBS, the Open Broadcasting Software System or whatever, and right now I'm in the process of tweaking the volume on it because I've got the capture down. I just need it to sound good. Um, and depending on how this video comes out, you may be able to hear me quite loudly, or you may be just hearing me whisper. Um, so that's a thing I need to work on, is broadcasting more, um, getting the computer volume not to get picked up by the mic volume. Um, just little things like that. But I'm getting pretty close, and I want to do videos with like Overwatch or Dragon Ball Fighters. Um, there's a couple games I have in my Steam library that I either were gifted to me or that I bought for myself, but I haven't touched them because I want to play them while I'm recording. Um, because like first impressions on games is just something that I think would be fun to have recorded and for people to watch. Like, because like I could go on there and I could play a game that I've played before. Like, I kind of screwed myself on doing Transformers Devastation, which is a very fun game. I just kind of wish I had recorded myself playing it the first time because there was some fun stuff in there. Um, I mean, I've played every Five Nights game, and that's not even super relevant anymore, so I can't do that one. But yeah, there's games I have. One game I know I have that I have to do first when I finally get everything done. It was gifted to me by one of my friends, the game Nefarious. I don't know anything about it. I just know he gifted to me. He said I would have fun with it, and I want to have fun with it, but I want to have fun with it while I'm recording. So that's something I'm working on learning how to do and learning how to get it just right, and then I can go into it. Um, I mean, I could, if like any of my roommates wanted to, or if was visiting a friend or something, I could just set up and we could play like, what is it? Oh, Sir, the argument simulator, or the movie version one. I have both. Um, that would be fun, just to do the fun little verbal arguments, and just effectively do a Game Grumps but with a face cam kind of thing. Um, and it's not to like try and steal any of the Game Grumps' thunder. I love the Game Grumps. Uh, that's like some of my relaxing stuff where it's like I just need to wind down from work. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna turn on Game Grumps. I have nothing but respect for those guys. But I want to do what they do and just make it my own thing. Um, so that's something I need to work on, is being able to talk while I'm doing stuff. Um, and one of the biggest things is I do want to get back into doing the Transformer reviews. I mean, I've got the Studio Series Megatron and Optimus. Um, and they're super fun, and I want to do reviews on them. I want to get some more of the Studio Series stuff, like so much so that I I emailed all my family. I was like, hey, for my birthday this year, just get me Studio Series Transformers stuff. That way I have some more stuff to review. But I mean, I've got other stuff that I can get. Since moving here, I've got there's a group on Facebook that I'm a part of, that it's a buy sell trade for Transformers, and I've got a lot of G1 stuff. I have an almost complete Superion. I just need Fireflight, the red jet to make him complete. I mean, I don't have all the individual guns, but I have a Silverbolt's gun, which is technically Superion's gun. I have all the armor bits. The only thing I'm missing is, like, again, all the individual guns for each of the characters, and the ramp for Superion's base mode. But other than that, I have an almost complete Superion, and I want to do a review of him side by side with the Combiner Wars Superion. I also have a G1 Drag Strip, Dead End, and Hunger, which I also want to do comparisons with their updated versions, especially Hunger. Hunger is a very interesting figure, both G1 and Power of the Primes. I want to do reviews on a line I've been collecting for about a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. SH Figuarts, and then by proxy, there's a couple Figma figures I have that I want to do, just because it's like they're super fun, and I just want to talk about them, and just explain, like because I don't, with the Figuarts, it's super hard to just collect them all. I did that with Transformers Prime, and a lot of those figures I just have standing on a shelf. I don't mess with them that much, as opposed to, other ones, just because it's like, for that line, for whatever reason, I just decided to collect them all. And I collected almost all of them. There was only a couple of figures I didn't get. And then Beast Hunters came out, and I'm like, I don't care. But like with the Figuarts ones, since they're so expensive, I have to be very picky and choosy about which ones I get. And so I feel like that would make the reviews a little bit better. Just not just, this is what he does, this is his articulation, that's it. But just, explaining why I picked this character. What that character means to me, what that character personifies, what that character, like how that character has affected me in my life. Because a lot of the stuff, like the Transformers, Marvel, DC, Dragon Ball, all the stuff that I collect, I don't collect it just because, oh, that's a cool thing. I collect it because, on one hand or the other, it's affected me. Like the Flash, Captain America, Green Lantern, I guess you could say Superman, Batman, but them not to a great degree. But a lot of the characters that I super heavily follow have left their mark on me in one way or another. And so when I do reviews of those guys, I want that to come out. I want to explain why this character means so much to me. And that's something that I have not really touched upon in like a lot of my older videos when doing the Transformers. Like, going back and watching my old videos, it's fun sometimes, and other times it's just like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. But like, not only do I just want to, transform the thing, show you how it works, because that's one of the reasons why I got into Transformers. I'm very handsy, stuff that I can mess with my hands is what I find interesting. As a kid, it was Lego sets. As I got older, it became Transformers. Um, I remember I remember I was walking through. It wasn't Walmart because it wasn't built yet near me, so it was probably like a Kmart or maybe a Toys R Us on one of the occasions that I was taken down there as a kid. But I remember it was during the Armada trilogy, specific or the Unicron trilogy, specifically Armada, because I remember it was the Armada Megatron sitting in tank mode in the box, and I remember I was just walking through the toy aisle. I think I had like some superhero action figure in my hand, and that was what I was getting. But I walked by and I looked down at it, and I just looked at it and I went, that's too hard. And then I kept on going. And so and that one moment, I just wrote off Transformers. I was like, oh, that's too confusing. I'll never get it. Why would I want something like that? And that was Armada Megatron. So that's funny in and of itself, now to look back on. But as a kid, like, I grew up with TV, watching all sorts of shows. Every now and then, I would catch glimpses of different Transformer series. I caught episodes of Armada. I caught episodes of RID. I think like one episode of Energon, and then just nothing from then on out until 2007. And that's when the Transformers movie came out. And it came out at around the same time as what was it? Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. And because I was superhero mode, I was like, oh, I want to go see Fantastic Four. And my dad was like, no, we're gonna go watch Transformers, and then we'll go watch Fantastic Four later. And I was so glad, because that movie really just introduced the characters to me, even though, like, looking back on it now, a lot of those characters didn't really have character. But like, that's 2007 is what made me like jazz a lot. So much so that, like, a couple months later, I bought the G1 reissue of Jazz, and that was one of my opening videos when I started YouTube. I remember one of the characters that I liked from the couple episodes I caught when I was a kid was when Starscream defected to the Autobots in Transformers Armada, and him and the kids were effectively starting a bond, and it was when they gave him the rag to polish himself with. Thankfully, as a kid, I never saw the episode where Starscream died. I just remember Starscream was super cool because he was a badass Decepticon who turned from the bad guys, came to the good guys, but he was still a badass. But like with the heart of gold, because he befriended the kids. And that was what made Starscream one of my favorite characters. And then when the 07 movie came out and Starscream was in it, his was the figure, one of the earliest ones I bought. I was like, oh, I gotta have Starscream. Starscream's one of the best. I gotta have Starscream's figure. And so that's why when it's like, when a new line comes out, some of the first characters I go for is, it's Optimus and Megatron, which are just obligatory at this point. But sometimes I'll skip them for other interesting characters. But I'll always look for a Starscream. I'll always look for a Jazz. Sideswipe. Can't really think of any other standout characters, because usually each line will only have one of the characters that I like to that degree. But yeah, it's so like that level of enthusiasm around each character. I want to bring that out in my upcoming videos whenever they come out. I want to start getting down to a consistent schedule. I've been working it out with the theater, with my job. I've almost got a consistent schedule down. to where it's always the same 5 days, it's always the same time, so I can get it condensed and concise. So I know I have 2 days that I can just devote to doing this. Um, like I've toyed with the idea of setting up a Patreon. I know I don't have a lot of followers, and I know that's a lot of gusto, I guess, to have to say that I want to do a Patreon, that I effectively want a bunch of random strangers to pay me to do this. That's a very arrogant way of thinking, but it would help me to do the videos more often. It would give me some extra room to get new figures to review, to get better software for when I do the video game stuff. Because right now I'm just working with what's free. The camera I'm using, I got as a Christmas gift. The computer I'm using, I got as a Christmas gift. All the software that I have on here for video stuff, I got for free, or I got a copy of it from someone who had it originally. I don't have a lot of the free capital to upgrade to the best stuff on my own. So really, I've all through life, I've relied on my family. I've relied on friends. To quote A Streetcar Named Desire, I've always relied on the kindness of strangers. There's some stories about that I would love to get into. Just do a whole video on stories of how I've just been super lucky and how I've been blessed by people I don't even know. Just to put good stories out there, to put good vibes out there. I just talking about the good stuff that's happened in my life. Because there's so much negativity going around. I want to be, I don't know, be a light in the darkness. If that's not pompous enough, I don't know. But yeah, I want to get back into doing videos. Making videos was fun. I had fun doing them, even if the quality was bad or the camera I was using was terrible. My poor iPad 2, all those grainy videos and grainy pictures that I used to take with that thing. Even though it was an iPad, it wasn't meant to do great things. It was meant to just do things. But that was what I had. That was what I used. I had my iPad sitting on a stack of comic books or DVD cases, just so I could raise it up when I was reviewing Voyager figures or Leader figures. And that was that was all I had. It wasn't the best, but I still had fun making it. Those 3 or 4 stop motion videos I have, that was with a stop motion app on my iPad. They didn't turn out too great. I think the best one was the one where I actually got, I can't remember if it was Wipeout or Windcharger, but I got one of the cars, or no, it was Breakdown. It was Breakdown, that's right. I got him, I was like, I just want to do one where they're in car mode, and I just want him to do a donut. And that one actually turned out really good. Out of the 4 stop motions I did, that's the one I'm the most proud of. Where it was just Breakdown, the little Revenge of the Fallen Scout class Breakdown. And it just drives into frame, does a donut once or twice, transforms, hangs off the camera for a second, and then transforms again, and I think he gets shot and kicked off the table. It was dumb, it was fun, but that was the one that turned out the best out of what I wanted. And so that's the one that I'm the most proud of. But yeah, making videos was fun. Making videos brought more joy into my life because it was me getting to put a little bit of myself out there for people to see. Um, Doing the free comic book day videos when I was like, you know what? I've never put my face on the camera before. I've never made a big deal about it. So I'm not even going to make a big deal about showing myself. So just turned on the camera and started talking. Um, and that was with it was my grandfather's computer that he gave to me. It was an old Gateway all-in-one that just had the camera mounted in the middle. Such a terrible computer. And it finally died on me about a year ago. Um, but that one was just, I went to Free Comic Book Day. I thought that was pretty fun. I'd like to tell people about it. Um, and so I had fun doing the video. I did it the day of, as soon as I got back home from doing it. Um, I like doing stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's what you can look forward to in the future. Is um, just videos with, I guess, more heart in them than just, cause yeah, I noticed a couple times in some of my videos, I had the figure sitting there, I booped it back and forth in vehicle mode, I transformed it, said it was cool, and ended the video. That was when I think I was just churning out videos just to churn out videos. Um, if I went back and looked at the dates of those videos, I could probably remember what point in time in my life I was at as to why the quality of some of those videos wasn't as good. Um, the videos I took going to Everfree Northwest, those got a lot of popularity. I wish I had taken more. I haven't gone in the past 2 years, mostly due to financial um, lack of financial ability. And then this year I moved, so any money that would have gone to Everfree went to the house. Um, and then there was another convention in Las Vegas that I wanted to go to, but I didn't have enough money to it, or to put towards it. I want to go back. I want to do videos while at the convention, like I tried to do this last time. I only did like the start of it, like day one, and then I just quit. I wanted to do more videos that year, but like a couple things just rose up, and I didn't have time. Um, but I want to start being able to make time to put effort into a video, as opposed to just turning on the camera, saying this is this is a Megatron, tank mode, transformer, robot mode, and I'm done. That's not the kind of quality I want to put out. I want to put out good videos, fun videos, I guess. Um, like maybe funny. I don't know. I try to be funny every now and then. Um, whether it works or not is up to the audience, I guess. Um, see how funny I think I am. um, but yeah, it's 7 in the morning and I was up all night, so I'm a little tired. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna end this thing. I want to show you. I'm sitting on my bed. I'm in my room right now, just because one of my roommates is still asleep before he goes to work. So I'm trying to do this semi-quietly, but in my room and not out in the living room where my voice will carry. But yeah, so here's just a quick look around my nightstand with my iPad sitting there, the computer I'm recording on. Um, I got some Pixel Pals. Those are super fun. They're just lights, but they're fun. Um, there's my closet full of comic book boxes and other boxes and stuff. My Amiibo shelf, which is super full, and I have more amiibo that can fit up there, so I just need something to do with that. Um, Thing of comic books, some little a shelf with some Rodimuses on it, and the G1 figures. Um, thing over that way, if it'll focus, there we go. Is my comic book shelf, my other comic book shelf. Um, I've got my masterpieces on it. Um, right next to it, you can't really see. I can't really zoom in on this thing. There's a there was a guy on eBay. I got it. It's a Gundam customed to look like Optimus Primal, and then behind him is uh, the unknown train transformer. My highest viewed video. So when I moved, that was one of the first things I brought over with me, because that's kind of making me somewhat famous, I guess, if you could say that. And then over here is where all my Combiner Wars and Titans Return are. And then I've got my Power of the Primes uh, set up somewhere else. Um, but yeah, so um, I want to get back into doing videos. I wanted to do this update, let you know where I've been, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. Um, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Um, Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I know some people want to see the Transformer reviews come back. Now that I put it out there, I've got SH Figuarts, I've got Figma. Um, I have a crap ton of amiibo. I can try and do something with those. Um, Comic book reviews, I could do that. That's something I've tried before. The video's got a couple views. I don't really know how to do the scans like Linkara can do or something like that. Um, I don't want to ruin the books, pushing them down in a photocopier if that's what it took. But just talking about them, that's super fun to me. Just talking about superheroes. Um, I've got Funko Pops I can do. Um, just a bunch of random ones I've collected throughout the years. Um, I can talk about movies since I get to go see movies for free. Um, there's a thing we get to do at the movie theater called dry runs, so we get to see movies the night before they come out. Testing the theater, make sure the movie plays okay, sounds good, quality's good. Um, so I get to do those on Wednesday nights. We're not allowed to talk about them until Friday, so I can do I can go see a movie, think about it, articulate my thoughts, and then talk about it on Fridays. Um, and so, I mean, I've gotten to see a lot of movies that if I had to pay for it, I wouldn't have normally seen. One of the last movies I got to see was Skyscraper with The Rock in it. That was a fun movie. It was a really fun movie. Um, I don't remember what the next one coming up is, um, but yeah, I could do videos on those. Let's see. Don't really know. I've got I've got my model train set up here. I've got the big tables that have been in some other reviews downstairs in the living room, and then you saw in my corner I've got a little HO back and forth track. Um, I still need to put power to it, but I've got that here. I can do reviews on some models I have. I don't know how good those reviews would be. I'm not too up to date on the specs of them. I can just say, hey, this is a cool train, and it goes back and forth. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. Um, Feedback is something that I super welcome. Um, I'm also going to be putting this on my Facebook, so all my Facebook friends, let me know I mean, if you follow the channel, if you want to, what you want to see me do, want to see me talk about. Um, can't really think of anything else. I've rambled for half an hour now, so that's fun. Um, yeah, I enjoy talking to a camera, I guess. Um, but I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it here. Cut it here. Work on another video. Get ready for my movies today. Um, so yeah, I'm Spider Prime One, and I'm signing off.